Hi everyone, it's Najwa here, and today I'm going to show you how I make vegetable lasagna. So first we're going to cut up the veggies. I'm going to start with peeling the onions. I'm using about 2 large onions. So next I'm going to peel and chop about 4 to 5 garlic cloves. It depends on the size, so if it's a little bit smaller, maybe use a little bit more. That's fine. Place it on here. Next I'm going to chop up the courgette or zucchini. I'm using a yellow one. Well, you can use the regular green ones, it's up to you. Next I'm going to chop up the mushrooms. Roughly chop them into chunks, not too large, not too small either. You want them to have a little bit of a bite to them when you enjoy your lasagna. So next we're going to chop up the eggplant. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm using around 4 small ones of these eggplants. If there are like larger ones in your supermarket, just use around 2. So for the tomatoes, I'm going to peel the skin of the tomato. I like to peel the tomatoes because I find that it makes a smoother sauce. However, if you want to leave the skin on, it's fine. You can actually just use whole peeled tomatoes like from the can. However, I prefer to use the fresh tomatoes for my recipe. So now the veggie's ready, let's get started on the tomato sauce. So we're going to turn on the heat first. I'm going to fry the eggplant. So you want to keep frying them until they're nice and brown, like a deep brown color. So you can see that it's a little deeper than just golden brown here. That's what you want. Just going to place it on a paper towel. We're going to come back to that when we assemble the lasagna. Right now we're going to start cooking the tomato sauce. So I'm going to put in half of the onions that was chopped up just now and half of the garlic. So once the onion has softened, we're going to add in the mushrooms. I like to add in a little bit of salt at this point so that the excess water from the mushroom and liquid will be drawn out. So once the mushroom and the onion has cooked down, we can put in the zucchini. Next, the zucchini. Good. Again, it's softened and cooked down. We're going to add in the tomatoes. Next, I'm going to add in some tomato puree. And then I'm going to add some salt, oregano, and black pepper. And that's it for the tomato sauce. It's done. We can put this aside while we work on the bechamel sauce. I'm going to use some butter. Quite a bit actually. Going to melt it down. I like to add a little bit of olive oil so that the butter doesn't burn immediately. Now my bechamel is a little bit different this time. I'm using some onions and garlic. Usually a regular bechamel doesn't need it. So So we're going to saute the onion and garlic together. And then I'm going to add some bay leaves. So I like to cook it until the onion's a little bit caramelized, slightly, like it's softened, but then you can see a little bit of golden-ish hue to it. And then I'm going to stir in some flour. Make sure that you're constantly stirring at this point. You're going to switch from your wooden spoon to a whisk to make it easier. And you're going to pour in some milk. At the same time, you must continue whisking. And add in some salt, some nutmeg. You want to cook until it has thickened up like this. I'm gonna add some Dijon mustard. Dijon mustard. Can turn off the heat at this point because it will continue to thicken up as it cools down. And that's it. We're going to assemble our lasagna next. I'm gonna start the first layer by putting in the bechamel first. And then I'm going to add in a layer of lasagna. These are pre-cooked lasagna sheets, so you won't have to boil them beforehand. Next, the tomato sauce. Make sure you spread it out evenly. And then I'm going to add the fried eggplant. And then some baby spinach. You can chop them up if you want, but I'm not going to do that because they will wilt in the oven. And sprinkle in some parmesan cheese, as well as mozzarella. And repeat the steps. Assembly is done. We're going to bake it at 180 for about 20 to 25 minutes. There we have it, my version of vegetable lasagna. Try it for yourself, and if you enjoy it, leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more recipes. Terbang sikit.